Hello, hello. Very happy to be here. I'm Eli Aguilar, and this is another episode of Decoding Yoga, when we take these questions, these myths, these things that you have heard about yoga, and we go deep into analyzing what is it behind that. Today, as I promised last week, we had the second part of Ashtanga Vinyasa is not Ashtanga Yoga. And with me, I have Deepak Sharma from India, my dear friend and colleague from Sampurna Yoga. And he is going to continue talking about what we started last week when we were explaining the difference between this style of practicing asanas called Ashtanga Vinyasa with the method, that system called yoga, that is a philosophy. It's a system that helps us to become better human beings, to be in a better relationship with ourselves and with others. And Deepa was explaining that this is a method of 8 limbs, 8 categories, when we actually need to practice all of them and have them in harmony to be the better human being we can be. Anyway, thank you so much, Deepa, for being with us again in this second part of this amazing, great, important topic.
Thank you, Ellie, for inviting me once again, and I'm very happy to talk on what we were discussing in the last episode. So, in the last episode, we were discussing the 8 limbs of yoga, or what really Ashtanga yoga is, and we covered very briefly first 3 limbs, which are called the yama, the niyama, and the asana. So the yama was, I mentioned in my last episode that yama is the rules or the course of conduct you need to follow to be in harmony with the external world. And niyamas are the traffic rules, I would say, the spiritual traffic rules you should follow to be in harmony with your own internal traffic. And then asana is the posture. Asana simply means a posture in which you can sit and contemplate and meditate.
Correct.
You can try to connect with yourself. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to briefly cover, and to all my friends, when I say briefly, which means in our future episodes, we are going to talk on all these individual limbs in great details.
Exactly, especially because not only knowing what is it, but how we can apply it into our daily life, because we have learned that yoga is a lifestyle. So I'm very happy to keep talking to you about this yoga philosophy, because I have learned so much from you in all these years. So please, let's talk about the 4th limb.
Yeah, so the remaining 5 limbs which we are going to cover today briefly is the 4th limb is pranayama, the yogic breathing techniques, the pratyahara, the sense withdrawal, the dharana, concentration, the dhyana, meditation, and the samadhi, or the enlightenment, which is the ultimate goal of yoga.
Okay.
Right? So the 4th limb is called pranayama. Prana means energy. Prana means the most fundamental universal energy. This is the most fundamental unit of energy through which the whole universe is made. So now the scientists also know, they know, and they say that whole universe is vibrating with one single type of energy, and the same energy manifests in different frequencies and manifests in different way, but basically it is same energy. The same energy in yoga we call it prana.
Okay.
And ayama means control and expansion. So pranayama are the yogic breathing techniques to expand your energy. To just the way you need tremendous amount of energy to travel into the space so that you can explore other planets or stars or galaxies. In the same way, you need tremendous amount of energy to discover the hidden treasure, which is your true self. So by practicing pranayama, we learn how to expand, how to increase our own energy, spiritual energy. And the second meaning of ayama is to control or to regulate. So just having energy is not enough. Having tremendous amount of energy can be actually destructive if you don't know how to control it. So through pranayama, we also learn how to control and regulate that tremendous amount of energy we are going to produce by following the yogic lifestyle and yogic practices. So that is the meaning of pranayama. So the yama, niyama, asana, and pranayama, okay, they are known as the external limbs. They deal with basically the external, even the body is considered external. So these first four limbs are called bahirang in Sanskrit, or means external limbs, and then the last four limbs are called internal limbs. So now after pranayama, you actually start to turn inwards. So the fifth limb is called pratyahara. It's called pratyahara, means sense withdrawal. All our senses, all our five senses, like the nose, the mouth, the touch, eyes, ears, everything is always pointed outwards. It's
Correct.
always scanning, finding things which are outside me.
Yeah, sensations, everything that is happening on the outside, I'll bring
Exactly.
it inside
Yeah.
through those
So
senses.
it's like a radar trying to find objects somewhere else. In the
Uh-huh.
same way, the senses are always looking away from oneself. In pratyahara, we want to learn how to turn the direction of the senses inward, so that we can look within. We can hear within, we can touch within, we can sense, smell within ourselves. So that's the meaning of sense withdrawal, pratyahara. Okay, and then the sixth, seventh, and eighth limb, which are known as dharana. Dharana means concentration. Dhyana means absorption or meditation, and samadhi, which means enlightenment. The sixth, seventh, and eighth limb are basically same. There is not much difference in that. So once we have taken control of the yamas and niyamas, once we have learned how to live in harmony with the society, with ourselves, once we have kind of found our asana, we have learned how to regulate prana, etc., then we master how to withdraw our senses inwards, and then from here the real journey of yoga, the depth of yoga starts.
And the complicated, I was going to say, because somehow we have learned, especially in the modern times, that it's kind of like easier to communicate on the outside, to relate to others, even though we don't probably do it in the right way. But when it comes to us, to sit quietly and start dealing with ourselves, is when things get complicated.
Absolutely, yeah. So once we have practiced sense withdrawal, once we have turned all our antennas, the radars inwards, then we start to learn to practice concentration. So dharana, which is the sixth limb, that means concentration. Dhyana means meditation. Samadhi means enlightenment. Now I said that there is no difference in dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. Basically, all three of them are concentration. They are all practice of concentration. Okay, so in dharana, when we start to practice concentration, in the beginning, the concentration is breaking. You try to concentrate. Let's say you have a old style watch where you have this big needle and small needle of minute and hour, and then you also have the one for the second, which is moving very fast. And if you simply choose to focus on the hand of the second, which is moving very, very fast, you will be realized that you would not have completed 60 seconds and your mind will be somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So you did concentrate, but your concentrate was broken.
Correct.
Right?
Very brief.
So when you are at that level of concentration, that is called dharana. Now, if you consistently continue to live yogic disciplined life and practice concentration, a time will come when your concentration will not break. Your concentration will be continuous.
Okay.
So when your concentration becomes a continuous stream, then it's called meditation. Then it becomes meditation. So for example, if I take a glass of water and pour it from, let's say, 3 meters height, because it is water, because of its own nature, the water will not come off my glass as a single stream.
Correct.
It will naturally break into many drops and various streams. So let's say that the water in the glass is our concentration, right? That's our consciousness. So the flow of consciousness is broken, just like water,
Correct.
just like a waterfall. So that is dharana. But let's say if you replace that one glass of water with some nice thick oil, and when you pour that oil from the glass, what happens?
That's different. It will come more uniform.
Yeah, it will not break.
Steady.
It will be one single flow
Correct.
of thick oil. There will be no breaking nowhere, no breaking anywhere. So when the consciousness starts to flow in a single unbroken stream, that is called meditation.
Meditation. I would love, sorry to interrupt there, I would love, because eventually we're going to dedicate episodes to each of these limbs, because I know in teaching for over 9 years in yoga teacher training courses, one of the things that I always hear people talking about meditation is that people think that it's something that we do. It's like an act, like a verb. So they have music and chanting and smells to meditate, when what we're learning today is actually meditation is something that you achieve. It's a state of mind.
Yes.
So we can go deep into those topics.
Absolutely, definitely. Yeah. So as I said, when we're trying to concentrate and the consciousness is like a broken stream, is called dharana. When the stream of consciousness becomes smooth, one single stream going from point A to point B, or going from our mind to an object of meditation, it becomes dhyana or meditation, right? Now, what happens in dharana and dhyana, or in the concentration and meditation, although we are concentrating, but there are 2 points of concentration, the object and the subject, the meditator and the object on which we are meditating.
Correct.
So concentration is flowing from point A to point B. I can be concentrating on an external object. I can close my eyes and I can be concentrating on something internal. It can be a symbol, it can be a mantra, it can be a chakra, it can be a void, an empty space in my mind. It can be anything, but I exist and the object of concentration exists. So the consciousness,
Separately.
yes. So consciousness is flowing from me to the object of concentration, and I am aware that I am meditating, right? In samadhi, the 8th limb, the final limb, the enlightenment, one of them have to disappear. So when the object and subject becomes one, so either the meditator loses, basically, if you're meditating, you become so focused, so concentrated, that you lose awareness of yourself, which means you actually become one with the object.
Wow.
Or you are so absorbed that the object becomes one with you.
So basically you will become the oil?
You become the concentration.
Right?
Exactly. You become the oil, right? So so in the final climax of meditation or concentration, there are no two. It's called non-duality. The object and subject becomes one. According to Patanjali, the meditator loses awareness of oneself, and only the object remains. And that is the moment when the enlightenment, the encounter to your true self happens. Of course, in the beginning, you may not be able to stay there longer, but eventually you will have to learn to stay in that state when you don't exist. You have forgotten about yourself, but the object of concentration stays for approximately 3 years, and then you achieve your true self, the ultimate potential. So this is the meaning of the final limb of Ashtanga Yoga.
Wow. Now listening to this, it makes me think that I'm so far. It is such a long way, not only long, but I would say this is a lifetime process. It's not something, that's what I keep repeating, yoga is not something that we do on the mat for 90 minutes every day.
Yes.
As you said, this is a lifestyle. It has to be with us for 24 hours. It has to come through our habits, because it's at the end achieving that. I don't know for you, the guys are listening, but achieving that, like becoming one with the oneness, right?
Yeah.
Becoming one with the universe. It sounds amazing. Of course, I would love that, but it requires so much knowledge, concentration, habits. It's a lifetime process.
Yeah, in our side of the world, we believe and we know and we have patience. We know that it can take hundreds of births.
Many, many lives to get
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that also makes people lazy. They think that if it takes 100 births, then why to bother?
To bother.
Why
Yeah,
to
but the thing
bother?
is that one life is gonna take you to the next
Yeah,
one.
yeah, but that's why I'm sorry, it's going a little bit longer. But this is why many religions
Huh.
or many prophets in the past, they chose to say that this is the only life you have. You don't have any more life, so that you don't procrastinate.
Well, it's a good way to help you to
Exactly.
improve quickly.
Exactly.
Anyway, so interesting, so much to talk about this topic. As I said, we're going to continue decoding this method of yoga in upcoming episodes, especially because we have Deepak with us to keep talking about this. Thank you so much for listening to this second part. And as I always said, and today I want to emphasize, if you have a body, a mind, and a soul, you can practice yoga. Yoga is a lifestyle. It's what you do, what we do off the mat. It's full of principles, steps, things that we have to live every single day. Thank you so much, and I will hear you back here with another yoga philosophy in this series of yoga philosophy that we started this month. Thank you, and till next week.
Thank you. Namaste.